The story centers around Layla, a young black woman in her mid-20s. She is quiet but strong, someone who believes in doing the right thing. Layla works at a large retail store. She shows up early, stays late, and never complains. She doesn't get involved in drama and mostly keeps to herself. But even with her kind nature, not everyone treats her fairly. Karen works in the same store. She's been there for years. Karen is in her 40s, with a sharp tongue and a fake smile. She acts polite when the manager is around, but behind his back, she treats certain people, especially those who don't look like her, with coldness. Karen has always given Layla strange looks, made snide comments, and treated her like an outsider. Layla tries to ignore it. Then there's Mr. Dalton, the regional manager. He doesn't visit the store often. When he does, people rush to look busy. He seems strict but fair. He pays attention, even when no one thinks he's watching. Layla has only met him once in passing. When things take a bad turn, Officer Ramirez is one of the police officers who arrives. He's professional, but cautious. He doesn't know who's telling the truth. To him, it's just another call at first. Other workers and customers are there too. They don't say much at first, but they see everything. These people from different walks of life all come together on one day. A day that starts like any other, but ends with a shocking twist that none of them will ever forget. It started like a normal Tuesday afternoon. Layla was working her shift at the store, just like always. She was in aisle 9, stocking shelves and checking prices. The store was quiet, and the soft sound of music played over the speakers. She didn't notice Karen watching her from behind a nearby rack. Karen had never liked Layla. No one really said it out loud, but people could feel it. Karen would roll her eyes when Layla spoke. She would leave her out of group chats. Sometimes she forgot to pass along important messages from the manager. Layla noticed, but she never made a fuss. That day, Karen walked up to Layla, arms crossed. Her tone was sharp. "You're not supposed to be over here," she said. Layla blinked, confused. "I'm just doing the restock, I was told to." Karen cut her off. "Don't lie. I saw you looking at the electronics earlier. Don't think I didn't notice." Layla felt a knot in her chest. I was just checking inventory counts. That's part of the job." Karen's eyes narrowed. "Sure it is." A few minutes later, Karen walked away, phone in hand. Layla didn't think much of it. Maybe she was just being her usual self. But 10 minutes later, 2 police officers walked into the store. One of them was Officer Ramirez. Layla's heart dropped as they came straight toward her. "Excuse me, ma'am," Ramirez said calmly. "We got a report of possible theft. We need to ask you a few questions." Everything stopped. Other shoppers stared. Co-workers froze. Layla looked at them, hoping someone would speak up. No one did. Karen stood behind the officers, pretending to look worried. "She's been acting suspicious," she said. "I didn't want to assume anything, but it didn't feel right." Layla could barely speak. Her voice shook. "I didn't do anything." The officers asked to see her bag. Her hands trembled as she opened it. It was empty except for her wallet, phone and store badge. Still, they asked her to step aside. Layla felt her face burn with shame and fear. It didn't matter that she was innocent. All that mattered was someone had accused her, and now everyone was watching. Just when it felt like things couldn't get worse, the front doors opened again. Mr. Dalton walked in. No one expected him. He wasn't supposed to be there, but he saw the scene unfolding. The officers, the frightened worker, the smug look on Karen's face, and his expression changed. He walked over slowly, eyes scanning the situation. "Someone want to tell me what's going on here?" he asked. The room went silent. That's when everything started to change. The story takes place in a large chain retail store on the edge of a quiet suburban town. The kind of store that sells everything: groceries, clothes, electronics. People come in and out all day, but it's not usually too busy during the week. The floors are polished but scuffed in the high traffic spots. Bright fluorescent lights hum from above. Security cameras sit in every corner, blinking quietly. The shelves are tall and wide, making some aisles feel narrow and easy to get lost in. Layla works in the general merchandise section, usually near the back. The employees wear navy blue polos with name tags. Most of them are part-time, working through college or trying to make ends meet. Layla doesn't talk much at work, but everyone knows she does her job well. She's always in uniform, always on time. She doesn't goof off or gossip in the break room. She works quietly, finishes her tasks, and goes home. Karen usually works near the front of the store, close to customer service. But lately she's been finding reasons to wander into Layla's section, pretending to tidy shelves, asking weird questions, watching her from behind displays. That Tuesday the store was calm. Only a few customers were inside, an older couple shopping for groceries, a young mom with her child, and a teenager flipping through video games. No one expected anything unusual. Then the police walked in, their footsteps sharp and heavy against the floor. The quiet store suddenly felt like a stage, and Layla was in the spotlight, even though she didn't want to be. The setting looked ordinary on the outside. But that day the walls of that store would witness something unforgettable, something painful, yet powerful. The entire story happens over the course of one day, but the truth behind it has been building for weeks. It's a Tuesday afternoon in early spring. The weather outside is cool, with soft clouds covering the sky. School is still in session, so the store isn't too busy. Just a normal weekday shift for most employees. Layla clocked in that morning around 10 a.m. She brought her lunch from home, like always, and planned to finish her tasks early. She was almost done with her list when everything changed, but the problems with Karen didn't begin that day. From the very first week Layla started working at the store, Karen had made her feel unwelcome. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. The way she raised her eyebrows when Layla spoke. The way she would question her decisions in front of others. At first Layla thought maybe she was just being sensitive. But over time it became clear Karen treated her differently. Layla didn't complain, she told herself to be patient. She believed that if she just did her job and stayed out of trouble, things would get better. But now, with police officers standing in front of her and the whole store watching, Layla realized something. It didn't matter how kind she was. It didn't matter how hard she worked. Karen had made up her mind about her a long time ago, and now she was trying to turn that into something dangerous. What started as just another workday had turned into something Layla would never forget, and what no one knew, what even Karen didn't expect, was that justice was only a few minutes away. Everyone had their reasons that day. Some came from fear, some came from pride, and some came from something deeper, something that had been building for years. Layla didn't want attention. She just wanted to do her job, earn her paycheck, and go home. She wasn't trying to stand out or start problems. She kept her head down because she had learned early in life that sometimes being quiet was the safest way to survive. But even silence can't protect you when someone decides to target you. Karen, on the other hand, had her own reasons. She didn't like change, she didn't like being challenged, and deep down she felt threatened by Layla. Not because Layla did anything wrong, but because she did everything right. Layla was smart, calm, and respected by others. Karen saw that, and it made her feel small. Instead of trying to grow, Karen tried to push Layla down. She didn't see her as an equal, and when she felt like she was losing control, she used the one weapon she still had, fear. Calling the police wasn't about safety, it was about power. Mr. Dalton, the regional manager, had reasons too. He cared about the company, yes, but he also cared about people. He had received quiet complaints about Karen before. People said she talked down to them, that she made certain coworkers feel uncomfortable. But there had never been proof. No one wanted to speak up. Until today. When Mr. Dalton walked in and saw Layla surrounded by officers, he didn't just see a worker in trouble, he saw the moment when everything could finally come to light. Officer Ramirez had his reasons as well. He responded to a call like any other. But as he spoke to Layla, he could see something didn't feel right. She didn't look like someone hiding something, she looked scared. Hurt, embarrassed. Ramirez wasn't sure what was going on, but he knew this wasn't as simple as it first seemed. The bystanders, the customers, the co-workers, they were quiet at first, maybe out of shock, maybe out of fear, but they watched. And some of them started recording. Because they could feel it too, this wasn't just about a missing item, this was about truth. And what happens when lies finally meet the light? Layla was finishing up restocking cleaning supplies in aisle 9, her list was almost done, and she was planning to take a break soon. She didn't hear Karen walk up behind her at first. "There you are," Karen said, arms folded, voice cold. "Funny how you're always in the electronics section, when no one's watching." Layla looked up, confused. "I'm not, This is on my list. James asked me to finish this before my break. Karen scoffed. Sure he did. Layla held the paper list in her hand. She offered it. Karen didn't even look. Instead she walked off, shaking her head, muttering something under her breath. 15 minutes later, Layla was still working when she noticed two customers looking at her strangely. Then she saw Karen again, this time on the phone, whispering and glancing her way. Layla felt her stomach tighten. Something wasn't right. Minutes later, the automatic doors opened. Two police officers walked in. One was Officer Ramirez. Their presence made the store feel 10 degrees colder. Ma'am, Ramirez said as he approached Layla, we received a call about a possible theft. Can we speak with you? Layla froze. Theft? Karen stepped forward, holding her arms like she was trying to help. I didn't want to assume, officer, but I saw her acting strangely. She was near the electronics, and something felt off. I figured it was better to be safe than sorry. Layla felt the floor drop beneath her. I didn't take anything, she whispered. Ramirez looked at her kindly, but stayed firm. Can we look in your bag? With shaking hands, Layla handed it over. Inside was her phone, keys, wallet, a half-eaten protein bar, and her store badge. No stolen items. Nothing suspicious. But the damage had already been done. Customers were watching. Co-workers were whispering. Her throat tightened with the heat of shame. Just when things felt like they couldn't get worse, the doors opened again. Mr. Dalton walked in. He wasn't supposed to be there. No one knew he was coming. His visit was unannounced, a surprise inspection. As he stepped inside, he saw the police talking to Layla, who looked like she might cry. He saw Karen standing to the side, with her arms crossed, looking satisfied. Can someone explain what's happening? Mr. Dalton asked, loud enough for the store to hear. Karen quickly jumped in. I called the police. I caught her acting suspicious. She was. Mr. Dalton raised a hand. Let Layla speak. Layla swallowed hard. Her voice trembled as she explained everything. What she was doing. What Karen had said. That she had nothing to hide. Ramirez nodded. We found nothing on her. She's clear. Dalton's face changed. His eyes went cold. Karen, he said, turning to her, come with me. Now, they walked to the back office. Layla stood frozen in the aisle, as co-workers slowly came closer, some even whispering apologies. One of them, Janelle, touched her shoulder. I saw everything, she said. You didn't do anything wrong. 20 minutes later, Mr. Dalton returned. Karen didn't come back out. He walked up to Layla, this time with a softer look. I reviewed the cameras, and I spoke to others. This wasn't just a misunderstanding, it was targeted. Layla looked down, tears finally escaping. She's always had a problem with me. I never said anything. I know, he said quietly. You're not the first person she's treated this way, but you'll be the last. He looked around at the small group of workers and customers nearby. Karen has been let go. Effective immediately. Word spread fast. Karen had been fired. Layla hadn't stolen anything. In fact, she'd handled the situation with more grace than most could have. The officers apologized before leaving. You didn't deserve that, Officer Ramirez said. We have to take every call seriously. But we also have to be honest when something isn't right. I'm sorry. Before she left for the day, an older customer approached Layla. She had been recording the incident on her phone. If you need anything, the woman said. I saw what happened. You weren't alone. Layla thanked her with a quiet smile. Her hands were still shaking, but something inside her felt stronger. That night, Layla sat at home in silence. Her phone buzzed with messages from coworkers. Some offering support, some saying they were sorry they didn't speak up sooner. Layla felt tired, but not broken. What happened to her was unfair. It was hurtful. But it also uncovered the truth. Not just about Karen, but about how easily things can go wrong when people judge others based on how they look. Layla hadn't wanted to be a symbol. She just wanted to work in peace. But sometimes, standing quietly still makes a loud sound.